0-1, Bush leads off second. Scoreless game in the top of the fifth. Here's the pitch. High fly ball. Left center field. Near the track. A couple men closing in on it, and they collide into each other. Nobody makes the catch. Cade Bush scores. Nick Giammarusti gets the green light, and he is also on his way home. Giammarusti scores. It's 2-0 Mohawks. Peterson gets the sign. Sets and fires in the 0-2 fastball, which goes through the legs of King. Rudder goes home. Coleman covers the bag and loses the ball as Rudder does a cartwheel in the home plate. And the Mohawks extend the lead 6-1. The Mohawks are scoring in the absolute wildest of ways tonight, and the latest on a wild pitch. 2 weeks ago, when these teams met up from Shuttleworth Park, Gage Miller was 1 for 2 against the Dutchman. The Mohawks won that game 8-1 with 12 hits, and they really exploded off the Albany bullpen. Sabers sets, fires the 0-1 pitch, and it's a high fly ball sent to left field, and it is gone! A leadoff home run for Gage Miller, his 4th home run of the year. And it's already 1-0 Amsterdam. Leading off for the Mohawks, just stepping into the right-handed side of the batter's box, is the all-star out of Bishop State Community College, second baseman Gage Miller. Amsterdam wearing their red jerseys tonight, black lettering, white trim, gray pants. Oneonta their white jerseys with black sleeves, orange lettering, white pants, and black and orange caps. First pitch of the night, low and in, strike one called for Dan Elliott. 0-1 as Gage Miller leads off for Amsterdam. And the top of the first, and rain is now falling down here on Saturday night from Oneonta. The 0-1 misses low. Now a ball and a strike. This is the 5th and final time these two are meeting up this summer. Amsterdam a 3-1 advantage in the series thus far. Elliott, the 1-1 offering, popped up to right and out of play, foul. A ball and 2 strikes to Miller with Cam Love on deck. Light rain is expected over the next 20 minutes or so as clouds are in the sky. Certainly a nice cooling effect on this 84-degree night. Nobody on, nobody out as Miller, the righty, leads off and faces the righty Elliott. A ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Fastball is cracked fair through the hole in the left field. A leadoff single for the all-star infielder, Gage Miller. By the way, Miller, he scored 40 runs so far this season for Amsterdam. He's done a lot of amazing things. But if he can score his 41st run of the season tonight, he would tie for the most runs scored in a single season in Mohawks history. He would actually break the record for most runs scored by a Mohawk in a single season with 41. 1 on, nobody out after the leadoff single from Miller. Now batting is the shortstop Cam Love, who takes ball 1 on a low miss from Elliott. He showed bunt, pulled it back. And the sophomore out of Rutgers gets ahead, a ball and no strikes. Another righty to face the sophomore out of Christopher Newport, Dan Elliott. Elliott gets the sign. Fires in the 1-0. On the inside corner, strike is called, 1-1. Bit of an interesting thing here tonight from Damaski Field. There is no home plate umpire. The infield umpire is calling balls and strikes. There is only one umpire tonight for this matchup. 1 on, nobody out. Scoreless game, top 1. Miller leads off first. 1-1 on the way. Shot to left field. Dropping fair. Miller, he takes off for third as it is mishandled and left by Polinsky. Love moves to second. So the Mohawks have second and third. Nobody is out in the top of the first inning. After back-to-back hits from Gage Miller and Cam Love. A double to left for Love, and it brings up the all-star third baseman, Brett Coker. Coker takes the first pitch he sees. Breaking ball misses upstairs for Dan Elliott. As I mentioned, Elliott making his first and only appearance this summer for Oneonta. Here's the 1-0 offering. Out of a park foul, right field side. Now a ball and a strike to the second-year Mohawk out of Middle Tennessee State, the right-handed Brett Coker. Amsterdam with second and third and nobody out in the top of the first inning after back-to-back hits from Miller and Love. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball on the lower third. It just misses the zone. 2 balls and a strike. Coker, 6th best batting average in the league headed into tonight. On the 2-1, he'll hold up and take ball 3. A miss upstairs from Elliott. The sophomore out of Christopher Newport is a ball away from loading the bases with nobody out. In the top of the first inning, Zach Gardner, the right fielder, on deck for the Mohawks. Elliott sets, fires in for 3-1, and it gets a piece of Coker to load the bases. Not a strong start for Elliott. In his first appearance as an outlaw, he has loaded the bases in the first inning without recording an out. It'll bring up the all-star right fielder out of Marshall, Zach Gardner. Gardner's been in a bit of a slump. He was once the league leader in RBIs. Now he's fallen down to 5th. He does not have a single RBI over his last 9 games. Lefty on righty matchup. Elliott deals, and on the outside corner, fastball lands for strike 1 looking. Gardner falls behind 0-1. Miller off third, Love off second, Coker, after being hit by pitch, off first. Elliott fires in the 0-1. It's grounded weakly through the hole in the left field. Miller scores. It's an RBI single. And the Mohawks have taken the 1-0 lead in the top of the first inning. Bases still loaded as Love is now at third, Coker at second. And after his first RBI in the last 10 games, Zach Gardner is on first base. It's 1-0 Amsterdam. Elliott has yet to record an out. The bases are still loaded. And here comes the first baseman out of Florida State, the right-handed Cade Bush, to the plate. Elliott sets and deals. Fastball in the inside corner, a called strike, 0-1. Love, he doubled to left. He's on third. Coker was hit by a pitch for the 12th time this summer. He's on second, and after his RBI single, Gardner's on first. 0-1 on the way, blocked up by Broderick as the pitch misses low and in the dirt. 1-1. If you've tuned in to any games where Amsterdam has played Oneonta this season, you might be wondering, why is Dylan Broderick catching? He's an outfielder, and an all-star outfielder. Well, there's actually a pretty good explanation. Ball and a strike. Elliott fires away. High fly to right field and out of the park. 1-2 with the all-star catcher Mark Black on deck. As I mentioned, this is Dan Elliott's one and only appearance as an outlaw. And he's actually good friends, or at least he knows Dylan Broderick pretty well. So Broderick was actually a catcher before moving to outfield at Pitt Johnstown a couple of years ago. And he's catching once again tonight. 1-2 on the way. Grounded foul down the left field line. Scooped up by Keith Griffin, who gets a round of applause from his players in the dugout. Griffin, not only the 13th year head coach of his Mohawks team, also the third base coach. Amsterdam leads 1-0 in the top of the first. The bases are loaded with nobody out. Elliott gets the sign. Here's the 1-2, up and in, ball 2. The fastball misses, and the count is even to Cade Bush. Love off third, Coker off second, and after his ribby single, Gardner on first. It's 1-0 Mohawks. 2-2 on the way, low and in the dirt, blocked up by Broderick, ball 3. Elliott is a ball away from forcing in a run. It's a full count to Cade Bush, nobody out. Elliott has allowed the first 4 Mohawks to reach. Elliott sets. Here's the payoff pitch. Low and in, strike 3 looking. Cade Bush retired on a backwards K. It's the first strikeout tonight from Dan Elliott, and also the first out of the inning.
The catcher from Gardner-Webb, number 33, Mark Black.
So here comes the all-star catcher, Mark Black, to the plate. Bases still loaded, 1 out. Righty on righty matchup against Elliott. Mohawks lead 1-0. 3 hits already in the top of the first. Elliott deals, and on the fastball, It's popped up out of play right field side 0-1 to Black. Black at .316 batting average this season, the best among catchers in the PGCBL. He's also tied for 5th in walks and has the 3rd highest on-base percentage in the PGCBL. No balls and a strike. Here's the pitch. Fastball in, over the netting, and out of play yet again. No balls, 2 strikes to Black, with Josh Overbeek, the left fielder, on deck. Love off third, he doubled. Coker on second, he was plunked. Gardner after his RBI single on first. 1-0 Amsterdam, bases loaded, 1 out in the top of the first inning. Elliott fires in the 0-2, up and in, ball 1. Elliott, he was an outstanding two-way player last year for his college, Christopher Newport. A great infielder and also their best reliever. Lowest ERA on the team, but tonight he is struggling in his first appearance as an outlaw. Still going through the signs with Broderick. He sets and fires the 1-2. Low and in, strike 3 looking. Black a little stunned at that call as he just glances at the infield umpire. As I mentioned, tonight there is only one official, and there is no home plate umpire. So the infield umpire is pulling double duty as back-to-back strikeouts for Elliott, as Black also goes down looking, just like Cade Bush. Bases still loaded, 2 out. Josh Overbeek, the switch-hitting left fielder, comes to the plate to face for righty Elliott. Here's the pitch. Outside corner, strike 1 looking. Overbeek goes behind 0-1. Mohawks suffered a 5-3 loss last night to Mohawk Valley at home. Overbeek was one of the lone bright spots, going 3 for 3 with a couple runs scored. No balls and a strike. Here's the pitch. Grounded fair down the right field line. Fielded by Disso at second. His throw to first is in time to end the inning, as Amsterdam strands the bases loaded after collecting 3 early hits off of Dan Elliott. Elliott limits the damage, picking up 2 strikeouts and a ground out to end the inning and keep the score 1-0 Amsterdam. As we go to the bottom of the first, we'll tell you about the Mohawks lineup and their starting pitcher tonight when we return in just a moment.